Novo lit that shit bang.
Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment. And today, if you are not aware, Onision's channels, yes, all of his channels have been completely demonetized by YouTube following the release of the final episode of the Onision in Real Life documentary, and I find that highly problematic. Now, I know it's a nuclear hot take for a lot of people who are currently celebrating this, but before we begin, do me a favor, drop a like on this video before you think about hitting that dislike button, and consider subscribing to the channel or staying subscribed to the channel if you're thinking, God, this man is an idiot. Now, this is the email that was sent over to Onision. So, responsibility is our number one priority at YouTube, and it's important for us to ensure that creators are empowered to use their influence responsibly in the YouTube community and beyond. With that in mind, we recently reviewed your channels, Onision Speaks, and Uh-Oh Bro, and took action on content that violated our community guideline. We are also concerned about continued allegations of off-platform behavior related to child safety that could cause significant harm to the community, violating our creator responsibility guidelines with our YouTube partner program policies. These guidelines explain that we don't allow egregious behavior that has a large negative impact on the community. Additionally, this means you should be respectful of your viewers, your fellow creators, and our advertisers, both on and off YouTube. Therefore, we have determined that your channels, Onision Speaks, and Uh-Oh Bro, will indefinitely be suspended from the YouTube Partner Program and no longer eligible to monetize. Once suspension goes into effect January 20, you will no longer have access to monetization tools and features, including online creator support, your 3 channels, and any new channels you create, and will not be eligible to apply for monetization in the future. So, this to me, I find gross, disturbing, and I know nobody likes it because it's the slippery slope statement, but it's a slippery slope. We all know that Onision's content has been under a magnifying glass by YouTube. YouTube does not want Onision on the platform. The problem is Onision is not an idiot. He is a very highly capable person. He knows that when the community guidelines change, he needs to change his content. He needs to go through and start purging his channel. He needs to play within the guidelines of the rules. Now, does he toe that line? Absolutely. Do I think he's an abuser? Absolutely. Do I think he's a manipulator? Absolutely. Do I think that he is harmful to people? Absolutely. However, in terms of YouTube, he is not violating any type of guidelines. The documentary series in all 3 episodes never actually establishes that. Now, they try to imply that Onision's content is doing so when he's doing skits, but that is actually allowed under the community guidelines. So, yeah, this is clearly about the documentary series and not about content that's actually on his channel. Specifically when they talk about, we are also concerned about continued allegations of off-platform behavior related to child safety. Again, this is about the documentary. And I want people to understand this. I'm going to highlight a couple tweets here in just a little bit. What YouTube is saying is that because an outside influence has written or provided or produced a large piece about why somebody is awful, right? I'm trying to be as loose with this term as I can here. Why someone is awful, YouTube will then take the heavy-handed measure of demonetizing their entire channel without any form of rebuttal to said demonetization. Now, I know I bring up PewDiePie a lot, but can you imagine if in the past YouTube reacted this way to PewDiePie's channel when Washington Post was writing regular hit pieces on him basically every other week? I mean, it's off-platform behavior, right? YouTube, under these new guidelines, is going to enforce off-platform behavior based on continued allegations. Not proof of anything actually happening, but allegations. That, to me, is gross and disgusting, because remember when Shiloh used the platform predators to attack Nicholas DiOrio? Well, those were allegations that DeOrio was a predator. People were calling him that. Now, I understand that a lot of people are saying, well, you're really stretching it, Crow. I'm not. Anytime that YouTube has taken these types of measures, we've seen them use it against other content creators that they are not friendly with or that they find problematic. Now, the quartering over here actually highlights that exact same argument. Everything out there about @Onision was already known inside the YouTube community. The commentary community versus Onision is a tale nearly 10 years old. His removal from the partner program is not the result of new info. It is the result of poorly made legacy media hit piece. Now, Jess Carter over here says, and will usher in more censorship and creates a more dangerous precedent that holds the power to destroy people on allegations only. And more than ever now, we are headed towards the China social credit score. Mark my words, idiots. I don't think we're at the China social credit score yet, but yeah, no, 100%. We are headed towards that type of type of policy on YouTube, where the allegations or the accusations of impropriety will be used to demonetize channels and go after channels, and specifically channels like drama channels and commentary channels. So remember, this documentary is Stephen A. Sarch and Chris Hansen's butt baby. And what do we see here? Chris Hansen literally threatening to get our channels demonetized in his newest video right after Onision's plug got pulled. Why he's so mad, LMAO. I think it's pretty obvious. These commentary and drama channels attack Chris Hansen's character, his behavior, and his inappropriate actions towards people on YouTube, including mass flagging of individuals, mishandling of evidence, the way that he has actually talked to certain people he has streamed with. I remember a case that Ashley, big YouTube channel, pointed out where a victim gives their story. Chris Hansen then brings on their abuser and then asks that victim, so have you two ever met? And she has this look on her face of why are you asking me that? And again, these channels have criticized Chris Hansen in the past, and Chris Hansen now believes he's got a cudgel to go smack him across the face with. Daily reminder, Chris Hansen is actively ban evading YouTube and threatening us with demonetization. He loves his TOS. Yes, Chris Hansen was actually banned from YouTube and then went ahead and just made another YouTube account, which is ban evading. Now, just so everyone's on the same page, I don't like that. I don't like that YouTube has made a special circumstance for Chris Hansen, the same way I don't like that YouTube has made a special circumstance for Onision, right? We should all be playing under the exact same rules, and those rules should be clearly defined for everyone. Instead, what we have is, as was actually pointed out in the documentary, very broad rules with very vague language that can be used against people at any time. Currently, it's being used against Onision, and a lot of people are okay with it and celebrating it because it's Onision, and the guy is an absolute creep and a monster, and frustrating to actually try to get him to answer a yes or no question. It's very annoying, but he deserves to be treated the exact same way as every other YouTuber. His content has been on his channel for a very long time, on all of his channels for a very long time. YouTube has gone through it with a fine-tooth comb because his videos get reported regularly. It's not in violation of any sort of guideline, or at least it hasn't been for up until that documentary's final episode came out. Now we're seeing his channel get demonetized. And well, sure, I don't feel any sympathy or empathy towards that absolute amoral piece of trash. I want rules to be enforced for everyone equally. And I'm telling you right now, when you give YouTube a weapon to use against content creators, they will use that weapon in more than just cases like Onision. They'll use it against someone like DeOrio, who's been accused of being a predator by Shiloh and was being attacked by a whole wave of anti-O fanatics. So I put, everyone is cheering an Onion Boys demonetization, and all I can think is that pretty soon it'll hit the drama commentary community. It's coming. It is absolutely coming, right? Chris Hansen has a major axe to grind against these commentary and drama channels. He's already taken shots directly at YouTube. Stephen A. Sarch has taken shots directly at these YouTubers. It is going to happen. It is going to be nasty. And you're going to see monetization pulled from people that you do enjoy because YouTube's already made the stance that if a legacy hit piece, as terrible and awful as it is, comes out, then they'll take action against people. That should really worry a lot of people that have all their eggs in one basket on YouTube, and I really feel it's going to come very soon.
Let that shit bang.